Oof, I made a terrible call with Bitcoin and Ethereum yesterday. Also, Kathy Wood from ARK sold quite a bit of her Coinbase shares. We're going to talk about why. Plus, we got to talk about Celsius and, of course, Harmony One because they did some shady stuff. Let's get it, babes. This is Bitcoin's 4-hour chart, and it looks like we got a beautiful bounce at 21.1. When we take a look at the daily chart, you can see that we had that swing wick low that dropped a little bit before support, and we popped up. This is actually pretty healthy here, so I was wrong because I thought we were going to retest that trend line at approximately 20,800 or whatever it was. Also with Ethereum too, Ethereum is looking pretty decent, but I still want to see it get back above 1518. Now this story here about Kathy Wood from ARK. So Miss Kathy Wood of ARK sold 1.41 million shares of Coinbase's coin, and they sold it at the all-time low of $53. Her average cost was approximately $254.65 per coin. Why is this problematic? This is problematic because Coinbase is now being investigated for listing securities, even though this is from a channel friend, John Deaton. He tweeted this. Whatever you think of Brian Armstrong or Coinbase, this is not how regulation should work. Coinbase was allowed to go public with tokens like XRP and others. 4 years ago, SEC staff complimented Coinbase on its securities framework. Now Gary Gensler ignores it. If Kathy Wood is going to be selling her Coinbase shares, that means she is not fully confident that the company could potentially win against the SEC. Therefore, she's taking a massive loss. We talk about following the money on this show a lot, and I would definitely follow the money here. If you have assets on Coinbase, please consider removing them just in case. Because there is no way somebody would hold a stock if they don't think it is going to do well. So either she is cutting her losses to just say, I'm done because she doesn't believe in Coinbase, or she's taking a loss for tax purposes. We don't really know what's happening. But again, John Deaton is a big XRP community member, and he's been going hard against the SEC. And I agree with him 100%. The fact that the SEC said a few years ago Coinbase was doing everything right, and now Gary Gensler says no, they're not, that's problematic. This story is problematic from Harmony because they're going to mint over 2 billion of their tokens to compensate 100 million hack victims. I personally do not like projects that have minting features to where you can create more tokens later on because this causes a supply issue. The more tokens you have, generally the less value those tokens are. I understand that they want to compensate the community, but at the same time, they're kind of just acting like the Fed. So if you're invested in Harmony One, just be a little bit cautious and careful here. Now apparently Kraken is getting hit, and they're under investigation for alleged sanctions violations. Now, apparently Kraken violated sanctions by allowing people from Iran to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrencies. And in the alleged report, it states that they knew this was going on. Well, employees knew. I get it, but at the same time, this is getting ridiculous. It is becoming very clear that the US government just wants to go after exchanges. And I feel like the reason why is they're the easiest entity to do so. If exchanges go down, it's going to make it a lot harder for people like us, retail, to buy and sell, trade, invest in cryptocurrency. They don't want us to have an improved quality of life. Anyways, though, whether you agree with that or not, Kraken, in the alleged article, it is stating that they just have to pay a fine for their actions. It was also just announced that Celsius wants to bring back former CFO Rog Bulger to help them in their bankruptcy Chapter 11 reconciliation. This guy worked for a Canadian bank prior and is extremely well versed in this stuff. So they want to bring him back in hopes to make things good with Celsius again. However, I don't even know if that's a good idea at this point or not. So we'll have to see how this plays out. And of course, remember the FOMC meeting is today. Basically, it's going to indicate whether they're going to raise the 75 basis points or not. So I would potentially expect some sort of market volatility. One of the reasons why we could see price do well with Bitcoin and Ethereum is because people are already expecting that 75% base point increase. We'll have to see though. Either way, babes, be safe. And I'm going to be heading out with low today. Bye-bye. Oh, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Duh.